I just got back some express tier CGC books, and I'm super excited to find out the grades, and I hope you are too. So let's get to it. First up, we have Incredible Hulk number 181, which of course contains the first appearance of Wolverine. And I got this book from a seller who made a deal with me that I've made with others, where I've bought this at what I thought was a conservative grade, and if it comes back higher, I'll send her some more money. And so this is a nice looking book, but it does have a decent sized stain here right at the U. Looks like somebody might have spilled some Kool-Aid on it or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I think that stain is going to knock it down quite a bit. And so I agreed to buy it at a 5.0. And so as long as it comes back there, I'm happy and satisfied. And if it comes back, of course, any higher, then both her and I are going to be super happy. So let's see what we got. All right, a 5.5. So a little higher than the conservative grade, but pretty close. And so I'm super happy about that. And I'm sure she will be happy to be getting some more money. And in fact, we made that deal on one more book, Giant Size X-Men number 1, which of course contains the first appearance of Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, and Thunderbird. And this is also a very nice looking book. And what I really love about this copy is that most of its defects are actually in the back. There's a fairly significant, significant maybe a half an inch tear on the back cover. And there's also a crease here. And so it's not a perfect book by no means, but it looks really nice. And so again, as long as it's a 5.0, that's what I paid for. And if it comes back any higher, then both she and I will be super happy. And so let's see what we got here. A 5.0 perfectly. All right, so it all worked out okay. I'll send her just a little bit more money for the Incredible Hulk number 181, and I'm super happy about this one because I think that, in terms of how it looks, I think this book actually looks better than this book because of the stain. But we got a 5.0. We got there. The Hulk has white pages, and this one is off white to white. All right, since I only had 2 books in that submission, I also wanted to show off a little bit of a haul that I recently picked up. These are all from the same seller, and the book that I was most excited about was this one, Tales to Astonish number 93, which just contains this classic Silver Surfer Hulk cover. And this is a really nice copy, especially for its age. There's a little bit of, I don't know how to describe it, but where it seems like the book kind of overhung at the top. I've heard some of these older books did that, where it's kind of pushed down a little bit. I'm hoping that can come out with a press. But other than that, there's like one spine tick here, but it is a super beautiful copy for a book this old. And so it is one that I will definitely be sending off to CGC. And so we'll see how long it takes to get back. And speaking of Tales to Astonish, I also got a copy of Tales to Astonish number 46, which has the first appearance of Kraglin, who's portrayed by Sean Gunn in the MCU. He's a member of the Ravagers, was in the Thor movie. It's kind of like a little side character, but it's a cool book to pick up and one that I am happy with. And also, in good, certainly not as good as the Tales to Astonish 93, but it's older and in good condition for what it is. I also picked up Supernatural Thrillers number 5, which contains the first appearance of the Living Mummy. And I already had one copy of this, but it was definitely a reader copy. And so I'm planning to sell that one. And super happy to get this much, much nicer comic in my collection. And sticking with the Supernatural Thrillers, we also have number 6, which is the first appearance of the Headless Horseman, who's a character that I always loved. Something I watched every Halloween season was the Legend of Sleepy Hollow Disney special. And I was always so terrified by the Headless Horseman in that cartoon. and now I watch it with my kids every year and still really enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, you should. Man, it is so funny and then so scary. There's this point where Ichabod Crane looks like he's going to be safe, and his horse gets turned around, and then doom comes. And so I am super happy to have this. This is a really super cool cover with the horseman throwing his little skull head there. But glad to add this one to my collection. And we've got one more. Also, kind of from the horror magic corner of the Marvel Universe, we have Marvel Chillers #1, which contains the first appearance of Modred the Mystic. And so this is a character who could pop up at some point as the MCU begins to develop more of its horror magic corner. Maybe something like the Agatha Harkness TV show or just some other show. I think he's a good character to be speculated on because I think this is one that you can pick up for a pretty affordable price. So, hope you liked those 2 books I got back from CGC, as well as seeing one of my latest hauls. Of course, I'd love to hear from you in the comments what you thought about these books, any other thoughts you have about comics. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, of course, I'd appreciate you doing so and helping us to get to 500. Like the video, all those things that help out the channel. Thanks, and I'm looking forward to the next one.